Protest versus protest in Kolkata. City of Joy turns battleground. BJP demands CM's resignation. Chief Minister Mamta holds Padyatra protest. TMC seeks death penalty for rapist. Big focus on 5 Live.
Today is a week since the horrific crime in Kolkata that has captured the horror of an entire country. Well, a week after that horrific rape and murder of a trainee doctor at Kolkata's R.G. Kaur College and Hospital, Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee has taken refuge amidst a crowd of her political supporters today. Today, she led a march demanding justice just a short while ago in a case even her admirers and defenders agree is one that has shamed her personally and her brand of leadership more than any other incident in recent memory. After a week of what has been literally a non-stop chain of tellingly late reactions, suspicious cover-ups, attempts to divert and obfuscate, and a continually questionable investigation so far by the Kolkata police, the Mamta government realizes it hasn't been able to get a handle on this issue. After all, much of politics is about narrative control. That's also why Mamata Banerjee, with no sense of irony whatsoever, has been pointing at the left and the BJP. For a leader not used to being on the back foot on an issue concerning women, Mamata Banerjee has revealed her sense of worry, punctuating her defenses with hyperbolic calls for the rapists to be hanged and unilateral deadlines to the CBI to finish their investigation by a certain date or else. But how come a leader as sure-footed and rooted as Mamta appears to have lost her footing? Could it be that the anger and resentment in Kolkata is organic, with the left and the BJP not even needing to stir the pot like they usually do? Is it possible that Mamta Banerjee, in her eagerness to point fingers at her political rivals and play the eternal target of outside forces, is now at the mercy of her own people, the people of Kolkata, the women of Kolkata, the youngsters and young citizens of Kolkata? Is it possible that Mamta isn't able to control the narrative on this story because this fire is burning in that one place that Mamata has always felt most comfortable in, the streets themselves? It seems clear even to the Trinamool, this uprising largely, if not entirely, is organic. But it would be naive to think that Mamata's political rivals aren't sitting on the sidelines, egging on interest groups, smelling blood in the political water. But this is an issue beyond the limited scope of Bengal politics, and that is perhaps why the Trinamool and the Bengal government seem so rattled. This is about the bedrock of Mamta Banerjee's power. The uprising is fueled by an anger and a sense of betrayal over core issues that Mamata herself has ferociously stood for and never failed to remind the people of Bengal that she stood for them. As I've said multiple times on this show, the BJP, the Congress and the left, all attacking Mamta this past week, have a pitiful, pathetic track record themselves when it comes to the issues of rape crimes. But Mamata Banerjee, in my view, is making a huge mistake by expending her energy pointing a political finger in the hope that the anger on the street may evaporate amidst the noise of a high-voltage blame game. The truth is, Mamata Banerjee is, like all politicians of her generation, immensely sharp and supremely aware of all of the threats around her. But perhaps for the first time since she stormed to power in Bengal, discarding the legacy of the left from Bengal, perhaps never to let them return, the very foundation on which Mamata built her rise appears to be throwing questions to her, daring to question her for the first time. And a leader unused to being heckled by her own is now looking for a way out. And coincidentally, that's precisely what has just happened once again at that march and rally by the Bengal Chief Minister. Mamata Banerjee has hit out once again at the BJP and the left. She says this is a conspiracy of her political rivals and says that the nexus between the left and the BJP should be exposed. Here's what she has said.
শুধু সিম্প্যাথি জানাতেন, পরিবারকে সমবেদনা জানাতেন, আমার কোনো কথা বলার ছিল না। এবার বলি, বিজেপি বন্ধুরা, বিলকিস বানুদের পরিবারকে হত্যা করেছেন কারা? বিজেপি। উন্নাওতে ঘটনা ঘটিয়েছে কে? হাথরাসে ঘটনা ঘটিয়েছে কে? কাল মধ্যপ্রদেশে যে ঘটনা ঘটেছে দলিত মহিলার উপরে কে করেছে?
So for the second time in 2 days, Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of Bengal, points a finger at the BJP and the left, says there's a nexus between them to defame the Bengal government. Remember, after 5 days of silence, after failing at virtually every step of protocol for a fair and free investigation, the West Bengal government is now in full-scale damage control. Mamata Banerjee marching in protest for justice for the rape and murder victim in the RG car incident. You couldn't find a bigger piece of political irony than that. But then that's what politics is really about. Controlling narratives, managing the narrative. And Mamata Banerjee, who's been on the defensive for a whole week now, is looking for a way to hit back at those who have her pinned down. But is she pointing her fingers in the wrong direction? Joining me live, Rajesh Saab is live with us from Kolkata. Rajesh, once again, Mamata Banerjee pointing her fingers at the BJP and the left, Vam and Ram, but not really addressing the youth anger, the women's anger on the streets. She's trying to say it's completely political.
Yes, absolutely. And let me take you. The Commissioner of Police of Kolkata has conducted a press conference just half an hour back. And we got an indication from the press conference that on the night of 15th August, an unruly mob attacked Arjika Hospital. And the Commissioner of Police showed us a video footage during the press conference where it was shown the crowd, some people in the crowd used the flag of DYFI while the crowd broke open the barricades made by police and entered inside the hospital premises in Arjika Hospital. And that video was shown to us in the beginning of this press conference, while we could see that some people in the crowd was holding the flag of DYFI. So it was an indication that rally and that mob was organized, might have organized by the left wing, the DYFI. And some people have been arrested so far. Kolkata Police Commissioner assured us that at least 25 people have been arrested so far into this incident of this alleged attack inside Arjika Hospital. So all these indications are going towards the left front, the DYFI front of.
Okay. Stay with me, Rajesh. That march is continuing. Mamata Banerjee has just hit out once again at her political rivals. Indro is with us live. Indro, after a week of taking, a beating from all sides, Mamata Banerjee hitting back now.
Well, that's right, Shiv. I've been saying this. She's out on the streets of Kolkata donning the hat of the opposition leader, even though she's the Chief Minister of the state. And behind me, I'll show you a placard. This is TMC stance. It's written, Doshi ko Fansi ho, Vam Ram Shariyant ka Vinash ho, which means they're saying that it is a joint conspiracy of the left and the BJP. In Bangla, they are saying Ram, Bam and Sham, which means the left, the BJP and the Congress. So Mamata Banerjee saying this is a concerted effort by the joint opposition of the left, the BJP and the Congress to tarnish the image of West Bengal, which she says is the safest place for women. Kolkata is the safest city for women, is what she's saying. She's flexing her political muscle. She's going on the offensive. Hundreds of women supporters of the Trinamool Congress are out on the streets today, and she's speaking. I'll show you. All her Trinamool Congress leaders, MPs, newly elected, Mahua Moitro, Rachana Banerjee, Shayani Ghosh, West Bengal Women Minister, Dr. Sanshi Panja, everybody, they're all flanking her, Mamata Banerjee. This is a show of strength of another kind. This is a Mamata Banerjee's muscle flexing of her women power, because this is hit where it hurts the most. Remember, women are a solid vote bank of the Trinamool Congress, of Mamata Banerjee. And this case has really rattled the Trinamool Congress government, so much so that the rift within the party as to how this case should have been dealt with had also surfaced. There are MPs like Shukendu Shekhar Roy who have spoken out, in public. There is Shantanu Sen, the TMC spokesperson, who now stands removed from his post because he spoke out against the principal of R.J. Kar Medical College Hospital. So clearly, Mamata Banerjee's government on the back foot, and she's trying to fight this politically. Very interestingly, she is now attacking the CBI, saying that the time is running out for CBI. The deadline, she has said, is till Sunday, the same deadline that she has given it to the Kolkata police. And now she thinks just because the court has given it to CBI, she's hitting out at the central government, at the central agency, saying that they should expedite the case because they have not been able to arrest anybody, and the only arrest that has been made was made by the Kolkata police. Sure.
Political posturing is very much part of the textbook of politics here in the country and around the world. Few people know that better than Mamata Banerjee. But now it appears to be that narrative control is the least of her problems, because Mamata Banerjee has been hit, like Indro said, where it hurts on the issue of women power. The streets where Mamata Banerjee actually finds all her strength have turned against her, with youth, citizens, women, doctors, all demanding justice and answers from Mamata Banerjee. Make no mistake, all of those women standing next to Mamata Banerjee are either members of the Trinamool or her hardcore supporters. So she's making it look like she's got the support of the people, but this is very much a political march and a political rally in an effort to try and divert attention away from what is an organic protest and paint it as completely political. Indro and Rajesh continue to be with me, but Mamata facing fire over the brutal Kolkata rape and murder for a whole week now has dominated the headlines. From the BJP to the opposition to even her own netas, everybody's been raising law and order situation under her watch. There's a lot of friendly fire going on, as you just heard Indrajit tell us. Today, the BJP stormed the streets of Kolkata, demanding justice and her resignation. Keep in mind, as we've been raising repeatedly here on our show, while it is important for the opposition in Bengal to raise this issue, there are issues of hypocrisy there as well. Didi, though, is politicizing the matter, calling it the doing of Ram and Bam, basically the BJP and the left. Take a look.
Anger, massive showdown. Scuffle with police and demands for justice.
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
The BJP stormed the streets of Kolkata on Friday seeking justice for Abhaya. The Saffron Party workers staged massive stir against the Mamata Banerjee government and vandalism at the R.J. Kar Hospital in the early hours of August 15. The BJP alleged that the TMC is destroying evidence in the rape and murder case.
The BJP wanted to, have a dharna over here. You can still see Agnimitra Paul speaking to the cops over here. Very, very dramatic scenes we had seen where the BJP workers wanted to, sit on a dharna over here. However, they were not given permission, and the police. दीदी क्या बोल के इन लोगों को
हम लोग अरेस्ट नहीं होंगे. हम लोग चाहते हैं अदालत से परमिशन आएगा, हम लोग यहाँ करेंगे. लगातार धरना होगा, लगातार.
The allegations were strongly refuted by the TMC.
bodily fluids are measured in milliliters, not in grams. This was the total weight of the internal viscera of the reproductive organs. It has nothing to do with any amount of bodily fluids found. Number two, that the place of occurrence, the crime scene, was tampered with and there was some kind of construction going on there. Please understand the facts surrounding this. The crime scene, the PO, the place of occurrence, was sealed off by the police immediately after the crime came to light. It is secured.
And amidst cries for justice and safety, the Bengal Chief Minister pinned the blame for the vandalism on Ram and Bam for the BJP and left.
আমি ছাত্রছাত্রীদের কোনো দোষ দিচ্ছি না, বহিরাগত কিছু রাজনৈতিক লোক যারা বাংলায় অশান্তি করতে চান, বাম এবং রাম, তারা একত্রিত হয়ে এই গন্ডগোলটা করেছে।
Mamata's remarks sparked a strong reaction from the BJP.
ममता दीदी राम शांति और सद्भाव के प्रतीक हैं, तो वहीं अन्याय रूपी रावण, त्रिजटा, तारका, सुपनेखा का भी नाश किया है।
ममता जी को अभी राम और वाम याद आ रहे हैं, हर चीज में राम को ब्लेम कर रही हैं, तभी अपनी नाकामी छुपाने के लिए भी राम जी के नाम का सहारा ले रही हैं, तो उनको राम जी भी क्षमा करने वाले नहीं।
The BJP and the opposition aren't the only ones attacking Mamata Banerjee. Her own netas are slamming the government's actions. After party MP Sukhendu Shekhar Ray, Shantanu Sen openly lambasted Sandeep Ghosh, the ex-principal of RG Kaur Medical College.
ये प्रिंसिपल है जिसको लेके इतना कंट्रोवर्सी है, और जिसको लेके इतना कंट्रोवर्सी होने के लिए आज इस सिचुएशन में हम लोगों को खड़ा होना पड़ रहा है। तो हमको लग रहा है इसके बारे में सरकार को भी थोड़ा सोचना चाहिए।
While politics escalates over the gruesome rape and murder, doctors across India are on the streets waiting for justice to be served. With Sneha Murdani and Suryagni Roy in Kolkata, Bureau Report, India Today.
And the breaking news coming in now. Kolkata Commissioner has just held a media briefing, admitted to security lapses. The top cop of Kolkata has just admitted to failure during the midnight protest 2 nights ago, in which a huge mob stormed the RG Kaur Hospital and indulged in widespread vandalism. They attempted to damage the scene of the crime as well, but did not manage to do so. Regarding the crowd of 7,000 people gathered at the RG Kaur Hospital after a tongue lashing from the Kolkata High Court, the Commissioner of Police, Vineet Goyal, has admitted that there was an assessment failure. He said, "We do our assessment based on many things, but still it has happened." Let's take a look at exactly what he said.
They reclaim the nights. हिसाबे प्रचुर लोग प्रचुर जगह लीडरलेस, इट वाज ए लीडरलेस क्राउड। आई थिंक एंटिसिपेटिंग कि श्यामबाजारे 5000 लोग आसबे या रूबीते 10,000 लोग आसबे या एडबीते एत लोग आसबे, गरियाते कत लोग आसबे। देयर आर न्यूमरस नंबर ऑफ प्लेसेस वेयर लार्ज क्राउड्स हैड गैदर्ड, एंड सिंस इट इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मेक एन असेसमेंट। आरजी करे एत लोग आसबे, यदि हमें आपनादेरके बोले दी कि normally when there are leaders, they themselves have an assessment how that kind of what kind of gathering they are expecting, and we make arrangement to match that or even bigger than that. আমাদের সাফিশিয়েন্ট ডিপ্লয়মেন্ট ছিল, ডিসি লেভেলে অফিসার ছিলেন ওখানে, ডিসি নর্থ পার্সোনালি প্রেজেন্ট ছিলেন ওখানে, আপনি নিজেও দেখতে পাচ্ছেন হাউ হি ইজ ট্রাইং টু ডিল উইথ দি ক্রাউড উইথ লট অফ পেশেন্স। উনি নিজের চেষ্টা করেছেন, ওনার সঙ্গে যা ফোর্স ছিল সমস্ত রকম চেষ্টা করেছেন। ইয়েস, despite that the barricade was breached and people got into this, vandalized the place.
All right, Indrajit and Sneha Murdani both joining us live now. Sneha, I want to quickly come to you first. The Kolkata Police Commissioner admitting to lapses on that night when you were reporting from outside the RG Kaur Hospital. You had shown us firsthand all the damage that had been done by that huge mob, but also the Kolkata, police trying to defend against the many actions and many things that they've been accused of. What do you think? You're right there. Do you think his word carries any weight at this point of time? It's been a whole week now.
Well, absolutely, yes, Shiv. I mean, the point when the Kolkata police is now at least admitted that there was a lapse, and he also at the same breath went on to say that, these things happen, these lapses happen. So it's not like just we are guilty of this intelligence failure. It happens, is what he seemed to have indicated. I mean, the night when I had reached here, the night of 14th of August and the wee hours of the 15th of August in the morning, essentially the police had pretty much put the blame on the media. Yeah. When Vineet Goyal had spoken with the press, he said, this is because of you. You have portrayed the Kolkata police in the wrong light, and I'm very upset with you, almost like reprimanding the press for doing what they have to do. Literally their job to report the lapses and to report failure of the Kolkata police at every level. The fact of the matter is that there were 6,000 to 7,000 people who had gathered. Looking at the devastation and the destruction inside the emergency ward, we've all seen the pictures. I've been inside. It can't be the job of 5 to 10 people. So there was intelligence failure. However, he has admitted that these things kind of happen. Right now, Shiv, also a quick glimpse of how the protests are continuing. It's only gathering steam is what I can tell you. Behind me are the protesters. All of them are actually the students of RG Kar Hospital and college. Junior doctors, some of them are interns. I've also spoken to the friends and the batchmates of the victim here, and they are saying no matter what posturing the West Bengal Chief Minister does, we are sticking to our demands. And we are not going to move from this side until our demands essentially are met. The Kolkata police has now said, now we are done. The CBI is investigating the matter, but just imagine, look at the time that has gone by from the moment the body was found. And there's several questions that the Kolkata police has to answer. Even the college administration has to answer. Right from the point in time when they told the parents that this was a suicide, to making them wait for 3 hours to look at the body. How was the seminar hall opened up when it actually is locked up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Correct.
After the classes are done? These are major lapses, not in the part of the Kolkata police only, but also on the part of the college administration.
Very, crucial questions that Sneha has been raising. Indro, I want to quickly bring you in also because, the Kolkata Police Commissioner has been lashing out at the media. He's been blaming social media. Many notices have been sent to, many people regarding information that has been put out on social media. And there is a great deal of anger saying the Kolkata police seems more eager about managing narrative than actually conducting a quick and fair investigation. And that's one of the reasons why the investigation had to go to the CBI. Is the Kolkata police under pressure and, spending too much time now in damage control?
Well, it's clear, Shiv. It doesn't require anybody of us to say this. The Kolkata police clearly is in damage control mode, even though they have been able to arrest the main accused in the case, the main perpetrator. That's what the Kolkata police believes. And we've been talking to officers and they're very confident. They're saying that, we've got the evidence. He is the guy. The only question was, are there any other person involved in it as well, which the CBI will now have to find out. But Shiv, look, we've been covering the Kolkata police for several years now. I can tell you their media management is, appalling. The fact that they did not communicate with the media clearly and often enough and place things on record in the media has created what it has for the Kolkata police, so much so that the police commissioner will did now have to hold a press conference today. The big question is, what stopped them from doing such similar press conferences and speaking out in the media, giving elaborate details about whatever they could have, not compromising the probe, of course, but details that ought to have been shared with the common masses, because it's such an emotive case. It's a case that has outraged, everybody, everybody in Bengal and Kolkata. Everybody's feeling so strongly about it. They're expressing themselves on social media. And it is but obvious that there would be some amount of rumor murmuring. There might be some misinformation. So it is more imperative for the police to come out and set the record straight. That didn't happen for a long period of time.
Very, very true. And we're going to continue to track that very closely. Sneha and Indro, thanks very much for being with me here. And the controversial suspended principal of the RG Kar Hospital and College, where that rape and murder took place, is currently with the CBI after he was summoned earlier. The CBI is questioning Dr. Sandeep Ghosh. The former principal was summoned earlier. He remember, initially blamed the victim after the crime came to light. That was when things actually got triggered and escalated beyond just a local issue. He blamed the victim after the rape and murder. He's currently being questioned by the CBI. Indrajit is with us for a quick update on this. Indro, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh has definitely not covered himself in glory. It also showed that, he was close to the powers that be. He was very quickly reinstated in another institution. He's being questioned now by the CBI.
Well, that's right, Shiv. Remember, this morning, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh had moved the Calcutta High Court, seeking protection from the Calcutta High Court, saying that he fears for his life and therefore security needs to be provided. He's willing to, cooperate, he said. His lawyer said that he's willing to cooperate with the CBI. He doesn't have a problem, but the political tussle that has erupted between the state government and the central government, the BJP and the Trinamool, he fears that, his life is in danger, and therefore he had reached out to the court, submitting a petition and saying that he needs security. A lot in this investigation does lie with Sandeep Ghosh, because he is the principal of that very institution at which this heinous crime has taken place. So he will have to answer. He hasn't spoken out in the media ever since he's gone into hiding after the first initial few days, after he was transferred, removed and sent to a different place. Now he will, of course, he's facing the grilling by the Central Investigating Agency.
All right. Thanks very much, Indro. We're going to keep a very, very close watch. Okay. Former Minister and former MP Smriti Irani of the BJP is addressing a press conference on the Kolkata issue. Let's listen in.
कानून में भी बदलाव लाया गया, कानून को सख्त किया गया। जुडिशरी में आज महिला के ऊपर हुए अत्याचारों के केस कितने समय से लंबित हैं, इस वक्त मैं उस पर चर्चा नहीं कर रही। जो प्रोटेस्टर्स इकट्ठे हुए कलकत्ता शहर में, वो शायद एक दूसरे को ना जानते हैं, ना कभी किसी ने किसी से एक दूसरे का धर्म पूछा, ना रीजन पूछा, ना जाति पूछी, ना वोट प्रेफरेंस पूछा। विषय है कि उस लड़की को न्याय मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा। मैं आज हर उस प्रोटेस्टर से जो सड़कों पर उतरा है इस महिला को न्याय दिलाने के लिए, उनसे कहना चाहती हूं, पश्चिम बंगाल के हर उस नागरिक के साथ जो इंसाफ की तलाश में है, पूरा देश एकजुट होकर खड़ा है। लेकिन हमें सवालों पर वापस ध्यान केंद्रित करना है। एक लड़की का बलात्कार होता है अपने ही अस्पताल में। वो चिल्लाई तो किसी ने अस्पताल में सुना नहीं। उसकी टांगे तोड़ी गई, पेल्विक रीजन तोड़ा गया, हाथ तोड़े गए, नाखून उखाड़े गए, छाती पर मारा गया, पेट पर मारा गया, आंखें फोड़ी गई, वजाइना से ब्लीड कर रही थी, आंखों से ब्लीड कर रही थी, और ये सब एक रेपिस्ट ने किया। सवाल कई हैं, जवाब का इंतजार जनता को है।
मैम, मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी ने कुछ देर पहले ही उन्होंने भी एक प्रोटेस्ट रैली मार्च किया है। उसमें वो कह रहे हैं कि जो मुझे पता चला कि आरजी कर में जाकर सीपीएम और भाजपा ने तोड़फोड़ की है 14 तारीख को।
मैं दोबारा कहती हूँ, तेरा रेप मेरा रेप की पॉलिटिक्स को बंद करें ममता दी। क्या अब लड़की के बलात्कार के लिए, उसके इंसाफ के लिए हिंदुस्तान की जनता तभी आवाज उठाएगी उस लड़की की और उस प्रदेश की पॉलिटिक्स को देखकर? और अगर ममता जी को लेफ्ट विंग से इतनी ही परेशानी है तो इंडिया अलायंस छोड़ दें। लेकिन प्रश्न उठता है कि मिचिल विरोध प्रदर्शन किसके खिलाफ किया? प्रदेश की होम मिनिस्टर ममता जी हैं। हेल्थ का चार्ज किसके पास है? मुख्यमंत्री कौन है? तो किसके खिलाफ वो प्रदर्शन कर रही थी? अपने खिलाफ। जनता की आंखों में धूल झोंकना बंद करें। जनता जो जवाब मांग रही है उन जवाबों को दें। किसके आदेश पर यह कहा गया कि लड़की ने सुसाइड किया था? क्यों? अगर माता पिता पिटीशन कर रहे हैं कि 150 mg सीमेन है तो क्या उसका उल्लेख एफआईआर में है? किसने मॉब को अलाउ किया एकत्रित हो और प्रोटेस्टर्स को पीटे? प्रोटेस्टर्स अनसेफ है, रेपिस्ट और मॉब सेफ है। ये कहां का न्याय है?
इसके पहले भी जब महिला बेटी ममता दी कल ये अनाउंस किया कि हम लोग 10 लाख दे देंगे जिसका बलात्कार हुआ है उसके फैमिली को, ये कैसा न्याय है?
मैंने मीडिया के माध्यम से सुना है कि परिवार ने पैसा नहीं इंसाफ मांगा है। ऐसे परिवार की दुख की घड़ी में सांत्वना के साथ साथ हम सब मिलकर उस परिवार को इंसाफ दिलवाएं तो उस महिला को वो हमारी ओर से सबसे बड़ी श्रद्धांजलि होगी।
मैम मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है मैम, पोस्टमार्टम एक सेकंड प्लीज। पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट आरजीकर के डॉक्टर ने ही रीड की है, उसमें पता लगा है जो 151 ग्राम जो सीवन मिला है, लिक्विड फ्लूइड मिला है, उससे ये पता लग रहा है ये रेप नहीं बल्कि गैंग रेप हुआ है।
अगर ये गैंग रेप है और अगर पोस्टमार्टम के बाद ही जैसा कि आपने कहा इसकी जानकारी पुलिस को थी तो और कितने अरेस्ट किए हैं कलकत्ता पुलिस ने? इस विषय की जानकारी डॉक्टर्स को है, मीडिया को है, उस लड़की के माता पिता को है, अब कोर्ट को भी है। कलकत्ता पुलिस के पास ये जानकारी अगर है तो उन्होंने क्या कार्रवाई की, अब ये सवाल उठता है।
ये सब अफवाह है, ऐसा सीमेंट सैंपल नहीं मिला। कुछ टाइम पहले सीपी ने
क्या ये वही सीपी हैं जिनके ऊपर कार्रवाई हो रही है कि उन्होंने विक्टिम्स ऑफ वायलेंस को गवर्नर से मिलने नहीं दिया? क्या इसी सीपी के कार्यकाल में एक और गैंग रेप के केस में आरोपी बरी हो गए थे? क्या ये क्लेम एक वकील ने कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट में किया है? क्या एक वकील का हाईकोर्ट में ये स्टैंड रहा है किसी पुलिस ऑफिसर के चलते पहले भी गैंग रेपिस्ट बरी हुए हैं? अगर ये सत्य है तो क्या आप इस सीपी से न्याय की उम्मीद कर सकते हैं?
मैम ये सीपी भी अब नेताओं की तरह बयानबाजी कर रहे हैं और दूसरा ये कि बार
मेरा प्रश्न उठता है, मेरा
क्या डॉक्टर के बाद मीडिया कर्मी,
मीडिया ही नहीं, अगर सोशल मीडिया पर कोई इस मुद्दे पर सवाल उठा रहा है तो कोलकाता पुलिस, ये मेरे ध्यान में आया है, उनको नोटिस दे रही है। मीडिया, लड़कियां, महिलाएं, इनके ऊपर अत्याचार करने के बजाय मॉब को कंट्रोल किया जाए, रेपिस्ट अगर और हैं तो उनको ढूंढा जाए।
A petition demanding people assaulting doctors to be punished like terrorists under the law is gaining momentum. This particular change.org petition that started a decade ago in 2015 has suddenly exploded with thousands upon lakhs of people signing up and seeing some meaning in the idea of trying people who attack doctors as terrorists. This surge follows, of course, the gruesome rape and murder of a trainee doctor in Kolkata, highlighting the persistent vulnerability of medical professionals in India. The petition outlines 21 critical demands, including the establishment of a central law for doctor protection, which many protesters are also demanding, akin to stringent rape and dowry laws. Proposals including simplifying FIR filing for doctors, making attacks non-bailable offences, and fast-tracking justice for past incidents. A petition marked to the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and Home Minister Amit Shah stresses the need for better security, defined roles in hospitals, and increased healthcare spending to ensure a safer and more effective healthcare system. This particular petition is out there and it is growing by the minute.